Hey Scorpio, it's your girl Alex, and this is a reading between you and whomever you're dealing with. All right, so let's see what the universe has for you. Ooh, Knight of Pentacles and a Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Come on out here, Pentacles. Ooh, oh, that's so nice. So the Knight of Pentacles is being slow and deliberate towards the Four of Wands, which is joy, celebration, right? It's the point of stability. You know what I mean? It's almost like taking a trip and, you've gotten halfway through. Ooh, the Page of Cups. Please forgive Snowflake in the background. Our little neighbor dog, Chestnut, is outside. So I have a lion on my hands at the moment. Ooh, what's going on with the Three of Swords? Eight of Swords. Oh, somebody's afraid that a love offer is going to be rejected. Because here we have the Page of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles. So, okay. So, slow and steady wins the race here. But I do kind of feel like someone has fear that going too slow may cause a third party option. They're in their head about that. Yeah, you got the Two of Cups, obviously a love situation. Oh, the Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so that makes sense, right? We opened strong with a bunch of pentacles here, cup, and, even the temperance is, a couple of cups. So it kind of looks like there could be issues related to love and finances, or more importantly, finances and how it relates to love. Yeah, look at that. A lot of slow movement and slow action here. Hey, Knight of Cups. Ooh, Page of Wands. Oh, Ten of Wands. Okay. So with the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Knight of Swords, I feel like this could be a situation between Scorpio, you, and a possible love interest. Okay? It could also be you and someone you're wanting to build with, business partner, roommate, you know, um, someone you even live with. Okay? And right now, angels are saying one of you, one of you could feel like whatever is needed to build this or to make this work, one of you may feel like it's deficient, right? Like you don't have everything you need. Give me time. I'm still working on my credit. And you know what I mean? That's exactly what that feels like to me. Angels are saying for others of you, one of you doesn't feel good enough, right? One of you feels like, again, they're lacking in some area. Maybe, Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands, they don't have enough money to go half with you in a house. Or they, again, they got crappy credit. Say it with me, crappy credit. And it's like, well, I have the money to give you half of the down payment, Scorpio. But, when it comes to getting my name on the deed, that's probably not going to happen because I'm still working on my credit. I don't fucking know whose reading this is. Right? I never do, by the way. But I kind of feel like in the end, something that is said, because you do have a conversation here, something that's said is going to have somebody in their head about whether or not this monkey wrench, this third third party option, right? Again, it could be credit, it could be, cash flow, it could be employment. You know what I mean? Whatever that, obstacle is, That's going to ring, that's going to stay in someone's head. Yeah. I feel like this first row is kind of saying someone, it's almost like they're working on something slowly but surely. And the pentacles is materialism, money, the tangible items, right? Just, things that you can measure, right? Um, yeah, no, you can't measure something that's not there, right? You can't measure invisibility. Anyway, they're paying, I feel like somebody is really, really, really looking at what they're contributing, what their part is. Hell, I hope not. They might be looking at what you're contributing or not contributing, Scorpio. And most Scorpios, not all Scorpios, but most Scorpios, we don't play, right? We don't show up to play. We show up to get her done. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, um, so it's almost like, hey, Scorpio, I'm not going to put myself in a situation with you until I know that I can carry my own weight. That's what this feels like. Now, my angels just said, on the other hand, Scorpio, please, baby, please don't get involved with anyone who can't pull their own weight. I hope that makes sense. Sure, it did. It was very simply said. So you got the Page of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. For a lot of you, you could have just met someone. You could have just met someone. Maybe the last month you could have met someone. And right now, it kind of looks like somebody's throwing a red flag, right? When we start talking about the building of a foundation, maybe somebody's still married and they're separated and they've, moved out the house and they're living their separate lives. But guess what? You can't do nothing with that, right? You damn sure ain't marrying them, at least not here in the States. Okay? So the Five of Pentacles definitely shows as part of this duo, you and another person, somebody's lacking. I feel like they know they're lacking and they know that their lack could potentially affect this union slash relationship. Now, I feel like they're going to move forward because when it comes to the love factor, Scorpio, they're straight. They got a check mark near that box. But I kind of feel like, again, somebody's in their head about the possibility of some sort of betrayal, as in, I'm working on all of this and, I don't want to be let down later on because you couldn't get your nest egg built, right? Yeah, angel, that makes sense. My angel says somebody could be thinking too far ahead. They could be thinking too far in the future. But I do kind of feel like with this Page of Wands here and the Ten of Wands, right? Page of Wands for me is the page that triggers you. It's the page who, something is said, something is done to ignite something inside of you. Now, what was ignited here is the Ten of Wands, as in, what's holding me back? What am I holding on to? What burdens? What's stopping me from moving forward? What weight am I carrying? Okay. For me, as a reader, the Ten of Wands also represents your baggage. Okay. The Ten of Wands also represents um, bad habits, you know, things that you are walking around with on a daily basis and may not be aware of because you've been carrying them for so long. The only thing yeah, Angel said also a chip on your shoulder, right? You've been carrying them for so long that it's no longer weight on your back. It's almost like the wands just become a part of who you are. But the tens in the tarot says, baby, let them shits go. Right? The tens in the tarot basically says, listen, you're on your way to dropping these bitches off. Okay? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Somebody's thinking about the past, right? In other words, they're projecting their past onto the future. So if in the past, I was laid off and, I lost my car and God forbid this and that and the other, then now when you get a job, now when you start going and look for another car, the only thing you could think about when looking for a new car is how you lost the old car. That's what's going on here. And angels are saying some of you are damn sure doing this in some sort of connection, in some sort of emotional connection. Look at that. The strength to heal, the strength to hope, the strength to wish. The Page of Cups here twice kind of says to me again, whatever this is fairly new. So my angel, that's funny. My angel says Scorpio no longer has one foot in and one foot out. Hell, Scorpio's got both feet in the future. Come on back, Scorpio. Come on. Look, reel it in. Reel it in, Scorpio. Yeah, some of you could be way far ahead in the future. Angels just notified me about the 3 5s on the table. Fives represent, yeah. Fives represent change, right? The stirring of the pot. You put the water in the pot, you put it on the stove. The 5 is like, okay, the water's about to start to heat up. Because at number one, if you're putting water in a pot on a stove, the assumption is you're about to put something in the water, right? Cooking, right? Eggs, it could be anything. So I kind of feel like with these 3 5s here, the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Actions, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Money and Materialism, and the 5 of Cups is the 5 of you, Scorpio, the 5 of Emotions, right? It kind of feels like right now you may feel like you're painting yourself in a corner. You may feel like you're stuck with very, very, very limited options. But the thing I want to bring to your attention as well, 5 times 3 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. 6 represents overcoming. You have the 6 of Pentacles here. That's the only 6 that's showing. So the 6 of Pentacles is basically saying, listen, whatever these 5s are that you're going through related to your money, related to action and acting, and related to your emotions, you will overcome. Just take your time. Don't think so far ahead in the future. Take your time. Take your time. Yeah, it'll balance out. It will. Yeah. Angels just said 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. The next pentacle in line is the 9 of Pentacles, which is the pentacle of abundance and, having enough to go around and having enough to share, right? So we know right now, whatever it is that you're working on, we know, me and angels, it's very important to you. For a lot of you, you want to get this right. You want to get this right. But angels are saying you're not going to get it right by worrying about it so much. I just noticed I have 3 8s. I have the 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups just right here laying back in the cut. So again, for a lot of you, are they the same? No, we have the 8 of Swords here. Here you have the 5 of Wands. So in other words, you have the 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. You don't have the 5 of Wands, 8 of Wands, right? You have the 5 of Wands, 8 of Swords, and then you have the 5 of Cups, 8 of Cups. So for a lot of you, your heart and your money right now are your priorities. Your heart and your money are your priorities. And right now, mentally, you cannot see a path forward. You cannot see how to move forward from an, action standpoint. You don't know what steps to take. You don't know how to take those necessary steps. And the universe is like, chill, B. Like, we still working on it because that's who the temperance is. The temperance has everything to do with bringing 2 equal parts together naturally and organically. So for Scorpio, I feel like for a lot of you, mind your business. The universe is saying, listen, mind your business. You just stay upright on your horse, pentacle in hand, move forward. But when it comes to everything else, mind your business. All right. All right. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. If the reading does resonate, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And hype. I love you, Scorpio. Adios.